Kenya still asks how a world record-breaking athlete, just at 25, gets murdered in her own home. Her name was Agnes Tirop, and this is her story. Agnes Tirop was born on October 23rd, 1995 in Nandi County, Kenya. She grew up in a rural home, and at a very young age, she discovered that she had extraordinary speed. By age 19, she dominated the World Cross Country Championship. She went on to win multiple medals. And in September 2021, she set the women-only 10 kilometers world record, clocking in at 30 minutes 1 second. And let's talk about her personal life. Agnes was married to her coach, Ibrahim Rotich. To many, it was just her husband and a coach. But later on, family members and friends began to paint a different picture of him. They said he seemed controlling. They said Agnes would sometimes speak quietly about feeling trapped or afraid. They even heard arguments, and Agnes also told some of the people she trusted that she wanted to leave. Just a few weeks before she was found dead, Agnes had moved out of the house, but later on returned to the house she shared with her husband. Then fast forward to October 11, 2021, something was wrong. Agnes wasn't answering her call, no text messages, nobody heard from her. Then her family decided to pull up to her house in Eton. At first they couldn't get in, but later they forced their way in. That was when they found her face down dead on her bed, with stab wounds to her neck and her stomach, and blood soaked the mattress. There were no signs of forced entry, and there was also no sign of her husband. The first question on everybody's mind was, who could have done this? But immediately investigators had one glaring suspect: her husband. Right from the day she died, he had vanished. No calls, no text, nothing. So this made the police grow suspicious of him even more. Police immediately issued an urgent manhunt. They used CCTV camera and vehicle tracking to follow his car. He was leaving Eton and headed towards the coast in Mombasa. He had changed his car and he had changed his phone. It all looked very planned. And he nearly crossed the border, but the police caught up to him. They found him after a crash. During the investigation, police found Agnes's diary, and inside it there was entries of fear and desperation. She had written about how she felt unsafe and how she wanted to be free. This just made Ibrahim even look worse. Therefore, during the investigation, police had to dot every I's and cross every T's, so they had to determine if there was any other possible cause of her death. But there was none. There was no breaking, there were no break-ins, there were no signs of forced entry, there were no rob, nothing was stolen, nothing. It all pointed towards Ibrahim. After this, the country wasn't sure, because how could this happen to an athlete, someone that is popular? If it could happen to an athlete, then it can happen to any other person. And actually, domestic violence in Africa is very rampant, and there's been a lot of fights against it and a lot of movements against it. Listen to that person that tells you they're unsafe. Listen to that family member, that friend that is in an abusive relationship. They should get out of it before it is too late. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you did, please leave a like and also comment your thoughts and your suggestions down in the comment section, and also follow for more. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.